tossed by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm doing What If Deku Had an Arsenal Quirk, Part 1. So, real quickly, just in case you guys are wondering where this professional thumbnail came from. It came from a good friend of mine named Photon. He is actually a mod in my Discord. Speaking of Discord, if you guys want a 99.99% chance of getting to talk with me, I would recommend you join my Discord, because if you comment on the video, I won't always respond. So if you want a 99.99% chance of me either seeing your recommendation on a what if, or getting to talk with me, or even help choose thumbnails or videos, make sure to go to my Discord. Link will be in the description. Another thing, real quickly, a large majority of you guys voted for What If Deku was a ghost on Halloween. So on October 1st, I will be doing What If Deku was Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas. Since I've been wanting to do that one for a while, but since you guys didn't want that one for Halloween, I will be doing that on October 1st. Just so you guys were knowing. Just to let you guys know. And another thing, if you guys want to see me dressed up as Deku and dyeing my hair green, make sure you guys subscribe, because if you guys want to see that, you guys better hit 2K. So in order to do that, make sure you guys subscribe. And another thing, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash the like button. And while you're at it, United States of Smash the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video, because you guys don't want to miss out on a new video. So yeah, I guess I've talked too long because my timer just went off. You know why? Because some of you don't like it when I give myself a shout out for doing a 35 to 40 minute video. So yeah, since I can't, give a shout out to my channel and, ask you guys to subscribe, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and start. So yeah, we are going to start when Deku was, I'd say about 3 years old. So him and Deku, or Bakugo and Deku, were playing guns. Like, they were playing pretend guns. Deku is like a sheriff, and Bakugo is a bandit. Because I feel like Bakugo at that age would definitely want to be a bandit. So, Deku's like, "Freeze, bandit!" with his finger gun. As his hand, in his hand, a real gun appears. As Deku pulls the trigger and almost hits Bakugo in the shoulder. Deku screams as he drops the gun, as Bakugo yells at him, "What was that? Why did you try and shoot me?" And Deku says, I don't know, Kachan. I thought we were pretending. Where'd that come from?" As Inko heard the gunshot. And so does Bakugo's mom. Sorry, I forgot Bakugo's mom's name. If you guys could leave that in the comment section, please do. As Inko and Bakugo's mom rushes over to Bakugo and Deku, as they both quickly grab their children and run to their separate cars, as they call the police. The police arrive, and they are, a SWAT team had arrived, after hearing that a shooter was on a loose at a playground. So they are full on mobilizing. The SWAT teams rush into the playground and they're looking around, and eventually they find the gun that was used. And they find the bullet shell. So they head over to question Inko, Bakugo, Bakugo's mom, Deku. And Bakugo and Deku say, "We were playing pretend guns, or pretend sheriff and Roberts, and all of a sudden a gun appeared in my hand and I almost hit Bakugo." And Bakugo said the same story, except Deku, a gun appeared in Deku's hand and he almost hit Bakugo, or him. So Inko immediately takes Deku to the quirk doctor to have him examined. So Inko and Deku get there, and the quirk doctor says, "Alright, ma'am, your son does indeed have a quirk. It's hard to quite tell what the quirk is yet. It could range from, like a summoning ability type quirk. We don't know yet. Cause so far this is the only time he showed it, and right now he doesn't seem to, like he can't control it right now, so, if you would like, we can do further testing, or maybe wait till he's older to see if he can control it then. Because right now the quirk is just barely showing signs of being there. It's around 4 years old when they fully manifest. So that might have just, in layman's terms, been a malfunction in the body. So I would honestly recommend waiting till he's around 4 years old, and then we test him. As Inko says, "Alright, we'll wait." So now we're gonna skip to when Deku is 4 years old. So Deku, since that day, he has been a big fan of Snipe. And he is constantly talking about Snipe and All Might. Snipe and All Might. Deku has sent so many fan letters to Snipe and All Might that you could say that you could build a mountain with the amount of emails he sent them. Deku is just he likes All Might, but he loves Snipe. Because after seeing what his quirk will potentially be, Deku was just drawn to Snipe. Like, he was just drawn to him. And Deku always told his mom that when he grows up, he wants to use his quirk like Snipe. And he wants to have training to use them. So, Inko would start saving up. She'd start saving up. Because she knows that if his quirk is a gun or weapon type quirk, he will need training with it. Because unlike regular quirks or fire, like a fire breathing quirk or stuff like that, this is a gun. This isn't a quirk. You don't immediately know how to use it, to say. So Inko starts saving up to get him into a gun training school. So Deku, when he turns 4 years old, he literally wakes his mom up at 6 a.m. to head to the quirk doctor. So they get to the quirk doctor right as it's about to open, and Deku just bursts open the door as soon as it's unlocked, and they head straight in. So the quirk doctor's like, "Oh, you guys are early," and it seems someone was a little bit excited, as Deku is literally jumping right now as he holds a little action figure of Snipe. As the quirk doctor says, "Alright, let's go ahead and run the tests. So the quirk doctor sees that Deku does indeed have a quirk. And through the tests, he finds out that Deku has a type of weapon spawning quirk. He can spawn guns, knives, swords, machine guns, RPGs. He can spawn all types of weapons. Even some fictional weapons. And the quirk doctor's like, this kid has a pretty good quirk. If he were to become a police officer, he would be insane. I'd say he would be one of the best officers in the world. But not just that, if he were to become a hero, I'm sure the likes of Snipe would have high respects for him. And just hearing the quirk doctor say that made Deku so excited, and he starts squealing as he's just jumping up and down on his chair. The quirk doctor says, Oh, calm down there, kid. You do realize Snipe, his ability allows him to control what he hits. Yours only spawns in weapons. So you're gonna have a lot of training to do, kid. If you even want to use your quirk. Because guns aren't just a killing weapon. They're a stunning weapon, a knocking out weapon. They're all types of weapons. But they're mainly deadly weapons. Without the right training, you could kill yourself or someone else. And in the hero world, you don't want to kill people. You want to incapacitate them or knock them out. But with a gun, the only way you can incapacitate them is if you shoot their kneecaps. Or somehow hit them over the head with it. So you're gonna need a lot of training, kid. I don't mean to shatter your dreams, but you're gonna need training with every single weapon you can conjure. Melee, long range, short range, medium range. You're gonna need practice with all of them. So, just letting you know that. Deku didn't hear a single word he said, because in his mind, he's just thinking, I'm gonna meet Snipe! I'm gonna meet Snipe! I'm gonna meet Snipe! As Inko realizes that it's gonna be very hard for him to become a hero. So, the next day, Inko enters in the submission. And in case you guys are wondering, I'm just gonna, replace Japan's gun laws with America's gun laws. Like, say, Texas's gun law. Because in Texas, 3-year-olds can shoot a gun. So, I'm just gonna replace those laws with America's laws. So, now a Deku can enter the gun training school. So, what Inko didn't realize is that she had entered him in for a project. A secret project. A project where they were going to train the hearts out of young kids. So Deku enters in, and he's driven in a limo with 3 other kids. One whose name is Keigo Takami and Dabi Todoroki. Deku is immediately really excited to meet them, and Deku shakes their hands, and he's talking about how excited he is to learn how to use weapons and all that. And as one of the guards shushes them and tells them, you guys aren't here on a field trip. You guys are here as an experiment. Your parents have all willingly entered you in, except for one. I don't know where your submission file went, but apparently you're in, So, are all you ready? As Deku says, yeah, I'm ready. As the guard says, once again, it isn't a field trip. You will most likely die here. Just letting you know that. As he closes the thing separating the front of the limo from the back of the limo. Deku's a little bit frightened at this because he's never had a grown adult yell at him like that. I mean, yeah, he's gotten in trouble sometimes from his mom, but he's never been yelled at by a grown man for doing it. Nothing wrong. So when he gets there, Deku realizes his mom didn't sign him up for the camp he expected, or the training he expected. As Deku, for, I'd say about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For about 7 years, would train non-stop using his weapons. And at the end of the day, he would be served a small meal and be sent to a cell. Deku hated it, and he was ready to bust out. So one day, with the help of Dabi, Deku broke out. He started off by pulling out 2 pistols using his quirk and shooting the guards that were guarding his cell. Deku used his quirk to create a stick to reach through the bars and grab the keys. Deku would pull it back in, use the keys, and unlock the door. Deku would quickly hurry over to Dabi's cell, where Dabi had melted the gates and burned the guards to a crisp. The alarms started sounding. The plan was in action. Deku and Todoroki quickly ran out of the holding room, as Deku created an AK using his quirk and mowed down at least 10 to 11 armed guards. Then one of the guards slapped the gun out of his hand, and using a nightstick, the guard tried to beat Deku, but Deku dodged it and created a pencil and stabbed the guard in the ear, going straight through his eardrum and into his brain. The guard dropped dead. Deku quickly created a revolver, pulled the cocked the gun back, and took the first shot at a guard who was about to knock out Dabi. Dabi quickly got back up and used Hellflame to burn most of the guards in front of him. Deku quickly used his quirk to create a mounted machine gun as he put it down on the ground and started mowing down all the guards that were coming by. The alarms were going off, blaring. They were just blaring in Deku's ear. He couldn't help but look over at the top of the wall as he sees his old friend, his best friend, Hawks, or that's the code name they gave him, as he swoops down and stabs Dabi in the leg. As he looks over at Deku, he flies towards Deku as fast as he could. Deku created a sword and blocked Hawks' jab with his feather. Deku got in his fighting stance as Hawks started his relentless attack. Deku started trading blow with Hawks, dodging, weaving, and just blocking every attack Hawks sent at him. Every attack that did hit, Deku matched it with a hit of his own. As they were trading blow for blow, Hawks secretly launched a feather off of his body and tried to swoop around to counterattack Deku from behind. Deku creates a gun with his spare hand and shoots the feather. As he pulls out, as he uses the gun he just created to shoot Hawks in the stomach. Deku quickly looks at the escape and creates an RPG and launches the RPG at the wall, creating an opening. Deku starts running towards the hole when Deku remembers it's Dobby, as he turns around to see the guards are grabbing him and bringing him inside, as he sees at least 100 or so guards armed with ARs, AR-15s, shotguns, everything. Deku realizes he can't go back for Dobby as he starts running. Deku eventually settles up on the top of a building overlooking the city as he hears police sirens and helicopters all around him. As Deku hears a TV from a nearby balcony, Deku drops down onto the balcony to look in through the screen door to see the TV is showing him and how he's a wanted criminal. Deku sits down as he tells himself, I never wanted it to be this way. But at least I made some friends. Or at least friends I thought I had. I wonder if my mom would still accept me like this. No, she wouldn't. I'm a monster. A murderer. I killed hundreds of people back there. I can't ever go back. And I will fight till my last breath. As long as I don't have to go back there. As Deku climbs back on top of the roof, sitting there. So from that point on, Deku, in order to make a living, would start taking up assassination jobs. Each time, the bounties would only get harder and harder. One time, Deku had a bounty on a family who couldn't afford their debts to the mafia. Or not mafia. I'll just say the Japanese version of the mafia. And Deku created a heavy sniper as he put it down on its stand and looked through the scope through the window to see the parents arguing over finances and how they're gonna pay for it. And then he sees the little girl walk in. It's her birthday, Deku says to himself as he sees the girl is wearing a birthday hat and sees the one present and piece of cake on the table. As Deku takes a closer look, he notices there's only one piece of cake on that table. There's not a whole cake, it's just one. As Deku notices, the parents are still arguing, even though the little girl is there asking if they can sing happy birthday. Deku closes his eyes as he takes the first shot, one piercing the dome through the mother's head. The dad reacts in pure shock as he grabs his wife as she was dropping dead. As he starts crying, the girl doesn't know what she just saw. As another bullet goes straight through the dad's head, as the dad drops dead, looking at his daughter. The girl is just sitting there with the most shocked look on her face. As Deku says, well, the job's done. The kid had nothing to do with it. As Deku dissipates the gun, as he walks off, the little girl will remember this day. So one day, Deku took up an assassination job on a hero named Eraserhead. Deku had done his research on this guy. He knew he might be a threat as Deku did nighttime jobs, and Eraserhead did night jobs as well. So, the hard part was tracking him down. So Deku would spend weeks trying to find him, and eventually he did. One day, Deku was sitting up top with his sniper as he sees Eraserhead taking out some thugs in an alley. Deku puts the sight on Eraserhead as Eraserhead just barely notices the glare of the sniper scope. As Deku takes the shot, Eraserhead has to think quick. He grabs the thug and puts him in front of him, using him as a body shield, as the sniper bullet hits him right in the head. Eraserhead drops the thug to the ground and uses his scarf to quickly fly, or not fly, but jump up there. Deku has to react fast. He creates a shield as Eraserhead tries to use his quirk to nullify Deku's quirk. As Deku rushes at Eraserhead, he slams Eraserhead with all of his might with the shield. Eraserhead gets knocked off the building, but he uses his scarf to hook around a nearby lamppost and fling himself back up on top. Deku tries to use the shield again, but Eraserhead knocks the shield off as he looks at Deku right as he creates a pistol. Deku points the pistol at Eraserhead, but Eraserhead quickly disarms him. Deku realizes he won't be able to do anything without him nullifying his quirk. So Deku quickly uses his free arm to cover Eraserhead's eyes as he creates a knife, as he stabs Eraserhead in the kneecap and then punches him with the arm he was just covering his eyes with. Deku quickly creates a grapple hook as he uses the grapple hook to get away. Eraserhead looks at Deku as Deku's grapple hook disappears. Deku falls to the ground, knocking him out. Deku wakes up in a very bright room. Then he notices he's in an interrogation room. Deku was trained on how to get out of these. Deku realizing All Might's in there. He smirks as he says, "Hi there, All Might." And All Might says, "Why did you kill all those innocent people?" As Deku says, "I was turned into a monster unwillingly, Mr. Might. My quirk was found useful by big corporations, and they soon turned me into a weapon after my mom tried to find a innocent place to train my quirk. Guess this place wasn't innocent enough." As Deku, using the small talk to unhook the thing, or the handcuffs, All Might asks, "That doesn't give you an excuse." As Deku says, "Yeah, you're right." As Deku frees himself from the handcuffs and smacks the light into All Might's eyes, as All Might is momentarily blinded, Deku gets up behind another hero that was in the room and creates a gun and points it to the hero's head, as All Might quickly looks to see Deku in the corner with the hero at gunpoint. Deku says, "All Might, you were always one of my big idols, and I adored you. I sent thousands of emails to you every day. But yet you couldn't save me from what I went through. As Deku throws the hero into All Might, as All Might quickly knocks the hero out of the way, Deku's gone. He looks up to see that there's a vent open, and All Might knows that Deku's crawling through it. So he starts searching for where the ventilation comes out of, as he comes to a brick wall that had several bricks that were moved out. All Might realizes that Deku found weak spots in the wall and was able to create an opening for him to get out. As All Might realizes that this kid is good. He's very smart and agile. As All Might moves all of his tasks to finding this kid, because he doesn't want this kid to be a villain. He wants this kid to be a hero, because he knows this kid can be a hero. So, Deku, after escaping, hides on a nearby building rooftop, not even a block away, because Deku was still very tired and weak from the fight he had with Eraserhead and the fall he took after the fight. So, Deku's just sitting up there when a voice says, "A beautiful night, isn't it?" As Deku quickly creates an AR-15 and turns around, pointing the gun at All Might. As All Might walks up and says, "Don't worry. I will clear your charges if you come with me, young Midoriya." As Deku says, "Why should I?" As he puts his foot on the edge, waiting for a reason to jump off. As All Might says, "Midoriya, you may think that your quirk is villainous and should be used in villainous ways, but it's not. We already know your quirk and the ways it can be useful. You do know that there isn't just killing bullets, but there's rubber bullets, stunning bullets, poison bullets, there's all types of bullets. So you don't have to just use the killing ones. You can still be a hero, young Midoriya." As Deku questions if he's even allowed to be a hero after all he's done. As All Might, without Deku even realizing it, hugs Deku as he says, "I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. And you have made me realize I can't save everyone. But you, I can save." As Deku starts to cry, as he breaks out into a bawl. He's never cried. He hasn't cried since the first day of that evil project that they had him go through. And what's weird about this cry is he isn't sad. He's happy. As All Might gives Deku an invitation to join UA. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where I'm going to end this episode off here. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you hit the like button with a Texas Smash, of course. And if you guys want to see me dress up as Deku for Halloween, make sure you hit the bell icon after you, of course, subscribed. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out.